Hey, it's Adam Lavelle, your favorite uncle, Uncle Adam, you can call me, because I'm all about bare knuckle fighting, a little bit other kinds of fighting, but mostly bare knuckle. And just like your favorite uncle who shows up at the barbecues, and you know the minute he steps out of his vehicle or off his motorcycle, in my case, you know times are about to get better and you're going to enjoy yourself now. That's what I hope you feel here at Knuckle the Fuck Up. KnuckleTFUp.com. I'm here to bring only the best sports combat your way so you can get my take on it, you can give me your take on it, and we can spread the good news of bare knuckle fighting. We're talking about BKB. Spit it out, Uncle Adam. Bare Knuckle Boxing 47 from Leeds, England, over in the good old UK on 10/18/2025, the same day as the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship show. You know, I hate when these guys do that. I don't hate them. I love them. I'd watch them no matter what they do. But man, they exhaust good old Uncle Adam whenever he's trying to watch 2, 3 different fights on a weekend. I mean, I'm glad I got the weekends to do this, but when I'm watching one Muay Thai championship, when I'm watching bare knuckle boxing, when I'm watching bare knuckle fighting championship, and this Halloween, I think there's a couple shows because Dirty Boxing 4 is on Halloween as well. It's exhausting. It's a happy exhausting, okay? It's a kind of exhausting that I can at least embrace with a smile on my face. But that doesn't mean that I get a little tired. And that's why I take to wearing the sunglasses. I don't want you to see my bloodshot eyes. I don't want you to see what my kind of happy lifestyle brings me. Ooh, ice cold. Just the way I like it to start talking about bare knuckle boxing, baby. 47. I couldn't find the prelim fights. I don't know what the hell that was about, but I couldn't find them on YouTube. I couldn't find them on bare knuckle boxing's website or YouTube. Maybe I was just an idiot. Maybe I had one too many. I don't know, but I couldn't find the prelims. I'll watch them. Someone send them my way. I'll try to watch them. I got Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship tomorrow night. I've got a one Muay Thai Friday fights I haven't watched yet, and it's Friday night. I doubt I get to it tonight. I got to go to sleep sometime. But let's talk about Bare Knuckle Boxing 47. Again, this is from last Saturday, starting off with the main show, and that's all Chris Carroll take on Ryan Gibbs. Two fighters making their debut in Bare Knuckle Boxing. That's always fun. That's always interesting. Both guys are usually jazzed up and wanting to make an impression, right? So they step in there, making their debut. Both men battered and bloodied each other, but Gibbs knocked down Carroll, giving him a very active and exciting first round. Round 2 was just as exciting and hard fought. Both men are solid fighters, but Gibbs is just a little bit better of a boxer. Just a little bit, maybe that much. But he's definitely the better boxer, taking nothing away from Gibbs. Round 3, both men were tired. I mean, they went at it so hard, so hot, so heavy in the first round. I got to watch clapping in front of my new Shure microphone. No, they're not paying me. I wish they were, but I like this mic and I want to show it off a little bit. I paid enough for it, and it picks up everything. You know, if I tap the desk, it sounds like thunder somewhat. So you have to forgive me as I get used to this new, better, and sensitive microphone, if you will. But like I said, round 3, both men came out a little more tired, a little slower, but Gibbs was in control and landing more shots, even though both men landed quite a bit. Like I said, this is a pretty exciting fight. The fight ended when the ref gave a standing 10 count to Chris Carroll, who was not alert enough to continue. So the winner by TKO in the 3rd round was Ryan Gibbs. I mean, when you get standing counting, when you get counted out standing, that's rough. That's hard to take. So, you know, I hate to hear that for Chris Carroll, but that's what happened in a very good opening fight on this show. I mean, TKO in the 1st round doesn't get better than that, right? I guess TKO in the 1st round. No. Let's take a look at the second fight of this show. It saw Reese Murray take on Jack Dugdale. Interesting first round with Dugdale getting busted open pretty quickly. I mean, he was bleeding. Not like crazy, but he had a significant cut. But he was fighting with his hands down and taunting Murray. What the hell's that about? You're getting cut, you're getting busted open, you look a little bit like a stuck pig, but you're still putting your hands down, taunting him, coming at him, saying, bring it on, brother. I mean, this guy wasn't fazed by much of anything. I mean, I was kind of crazy asking him to come in. Murray was more active in round 1 for that reason alone. I mean, you're going to give it to me? I'm going to take it. So I'd give that round to him for that reason. There was a bad accidental eye poke from Dugdale that caused a long break in the second round. They didn't take the full 5 minutes, but I bet it was at least 3. Murray is struggling to see out of the eye. Okay. Matter of fact, at the end of this fight, he says he can't see. Can't see out of it. It was a bad accidental eye poke. But he gets up to 5 minutes to recover. Like I said, took about 3. 2 more eye pokes from Dugdale costs him a point. Now, I'm not saying the man tried it, but you got to come to understand what you're doing, what's happening. I talked to my good friend, shout out Kat Connor, BKB fame. She's going to have her second fight in November. And she said, look, you're taught when you're fighting in gloves to not keep your hands tightened up all the time. And so you don't really want to do it in bare knuckle either. It saps energy, she tells me. When just the clenching of the hands draws energy away from yourself. We didn't have a long discussion about it, but she was telling me about that, which I appreciate her for. So that was what's going on. Dugdale's keeping his hands a little bit too loose. It costs him a point. After the third eye poke, Murray got several strong jabs in one round 2, in my opinion. Lots of body shots from Murray in round 3, and they brought Dugdale down. And while he stood at the 8 count, the ref deemed him unable to continue, looked into his eyes, looked in there, saw some haze, saw some blinking, saw something that he knew he wasn't comfortable letting Dugdale continue. He stops the fight. The winner in round 3 by TKO was Reese Murray. I like both these guys. Dugdale's a tough son of a bitch. Bad break. He has got to learn to turn his light on like I do. Oh. You're just going to have to watch the first couple matches in the dark because I'm not starting over because I forgot to cue on my 45 angle light. Anyhow, Reese Murray, big win here. Dugdale will come back. Those accidental pokes to the eye really screwed him up quite a bit. I think it even knocked him out psychological wise, if you will. Just my opinion from what I was watching. The next fight on Bare Knuckle Boxing 47 from Leeds, England on October 18th was Liam Howe versus Aaron McCallum. And I was looking forward to this. I thought these two guys would have a hell of a fight. They have a lot of similarities, although one does have the 5-inch reach advantage. Howe had a 5-inch reach advantage, but this was over in 36 seconds, not 6-7. By God, I'm not going to be caught saying that nonsense. McCallum threw several strikes at Howe's face and landed 2 of them, knocking him down and out. The winner in the first round, 36 damn seconds. By knockout, of course, Aaron the Baron McCallum. Hell of a knockout, hell of a win. Even though I expected a better fight, sometimes, look, anybody can be knocked out at any time except a few crazy people like Mike Perry and what have you that just seem to eat shots. I know it's another company, forgive me. But look, anybody for the most part can get a shot. You get the right shot in, you're winning. And that's what happened here. Aaron the Baron McCallum wins in 36 seconds. I enjoyed that for what it was. It was exciting. I wasn't expecting it. Boosted it up in my view. Next fight on the show was Alex Wilson taking on Danny Worsfold. Worsfold always gets his best and he keeps improving. But not enough here. Alex Wilson beats him down and out with massive body shots, first knocking Worsfold to a knee and later down and out to stay. Winner by knockout in the very first round, Alex Wilson. Now, I sit here and talk about Danny Worsfold. There's something about this guy that just makes you root for him, and that doesn't mean I was rooting against Alex Wilson. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a lot of heart in Worsfold, and I got to watch out. Sort of a tongue tire for me, his last name, Worsfold. But that said, I'm rooting for the guy. I'd like to see him keep improving. I'm excited to see him get a big win eventually. I really am. I hope it happens for him. And next up on this show was the 5th fight of the night. It's all Scott McHugh, well-known legend, if you will, fighter in bare knuckle boxing, taking on Joe Fitzpatrick. It's a very interesting and active first round. Fitzpatrick actually knocked McHugh down. Won him that round, obviously. But both guys were active as hell. Tons of shots from both guys. Tons of shots. Round 2 saw more back and forth from both men, but McHugh busted through Fitzpatrick's guard several times and knocked him down once. So now we're even. One knockdown to one knockdown. I love that, brother. You're watching something and you're all excited. You see a knockdown. You're like, wow, this guy's going to have to come back. A lot of times they don't. I've seen guys win on points, in my opinion, from a knockdown early in the fight. But here, no. He came back and knocked Fitzpatrick down. So now they're at one knockdown to one knockdown. But McHugh turned it up, baby, and he kept on coming strong, and he knocked Fitzpatrick down again. This time he did not get back up. So what I thought might be a good fight, maybe go 4 or 5 rounds, did not. Halfway through round 2, McHugh just rolled, and you know what to do. Give your applause to the man for winning by knockout. Big badass Scott McHugh. That's to you, McHugh. Next up, the 6th fight. Oh, how I was looking forward to the 6th fight. And that doesn't mean it was bad. Bear with your unk. Bear with your unk, if you will. It was Dan Podmore taking on Marco Martinjak for Podmore's Bridgerweight Championship. Martinjak is the current BKB Super Cruiserweight champion. Here he's coming in hoping to add that Bridgerweight title to his collection, be the 2-belt, baby, right? I was excited for this one. And when Podmore knocked Martinjak down early, I thought this was just going to be everything I'd hoped for, that they'd knock each other down, that this would just go back and forth. But instead, Martinjak stormed back and knocked Podmore down, who did get back up. But it didn't take much longer for Martinjak to knock Podmore down a second time, and this time he did not get back up, and this was over. Winner by knockout early in the first damn round, in the new BKB Bridgerweight champion, as well as I can't even talk. I'm so worked up by this. The Bridgerweight champion and the Super Cruiserweight champion, Marco Martinjak. And boy, based on this fight that I thought would go the distance, and you guys know me, I like fights to end. I like fighters to finish a fight, and boy, did that happen here. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Marco Martinjak is the man. He has an argument to be one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound. This isn't just bullshit. This isn't just promo work. This guy proved here he more legit than anybody thought he was. He gets the big win. He carries 2 belts. I'm kind of disappointed. I can't rate this fight badly. It was fun. It was exciting. It was just shocker. But I thought it was going to be the fight of the night, and I didn't think anything else would even come close to it in that regard. Wow. The next fight was the 7th fight, meaning it's our main event. And this main event saw the one and only Tyler Goodjohn, legend in the sport, well-traveled, well-trained, highly respected, taking on a man who's returning after a 6-year absence, but he was great in his day from what I understand. You guys know I'm still within my first year of watching Bare Knuckle. But this guy's name is Paulie Malignaggi, and he is everything he's cracked up to be. Round 1 was very entertaining. Both men took lots of fast pop shots. I mean, just in there, bam, 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 firing quickly. Not flurries necessarily, but just pop, pop, back up, pop, pop, back up, pop, back up, pop, pop. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of pop shots, and they taunted each other. They were both getting hit, and they're both like, at one time, Paulie's holding out, acting like he has a bull, like a little bull cape, the red. Come on, bring it on. Charge in here, brother. I mean, it was hilarious. If I had to pick, I would say Paulie won more points in round 1, but it was damn close. Round 2 was exactly the same. So much solid footwork and great boxing skills. Look, I know a lot of people who watch Bare Knuckle don't give 2 shits about footwork and stuff, but learn to love it. Learn to love the classic things about the sport of boxing, even though this isn't boxing. It is bare knuckle boxing. It is bare knuckle fighting. And there's a damn lot of difference to it. I know that, I realize it, and I accept it. But man, when someone knows the sweet science, if you will, if they can get in there and float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, that's always going to be one of the most famous, if not the most famous sayings in this sport. it has anything to do with fighting, boy, it is just something to behold. There'll be no wildness in this fight. I can already tell that. Both are clearly enjoying themselves. They're fighting, but they're having fun, if that makes any damn sense. So because of that, the crowd's enjoying this too. Round 3, both of these men's faces are so busted up and busted open that they're both doing tremendous damage to their pretty little faces, if you will. They're getting banged up. The ladies are going to be a little upset after they see how these guys look when this is over. No doubt about it. Now, Paulie got poked in the eye by Good John accidentally. This gets a pretty long break to recover here. Any fool that says bare knuckle guys can't fight or box need to see this fight. I'm saying this, I'm talking about an eye poke, but seriously, these guys are so damn skilled in the art of the fight, in the art of boxing, in the art of the sweet science. It is awesome. And anybody who says, and I see people say this, why would you want to watch people that don't know how to box fight? Sit down, Charlie. You don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. You really don't. A lot of these bare knuckle guys sure as hell do know how to box, and you can see it here. I don't want to keep taking notes at this point. That's why I'm sort of stalling here, because I'm so leaning into this fight. I am so into this fight that I'm having a hard time taking my screenshots and writing my notes because I just want to watch, Not many could pull this style of fighting off. Good John had a nice flurry in the 4th, but man, he realized he had to turn it up, man. So he had a nice flurry there, but Paulie withstands it and keeps coming. Good John starts brawling at the end of round 4, and I feel it won him that round. I'm not, sit here talking about the sweet science and how this isn't going to be a bunch of brawling. Look, Good John had to do something. Good John was being outboxed. There's no doubt about that. Even though Good John can box, absolutely. But he was being outboxed, so he cranked it up in the 4th round, and I think he won it. Round 5 was impossible for me to call. Rarely does a fight go to the judges that makes me satisfied. Again, if you guys been watching your Uncle Adam, you know damn well that I want fights finished. I want guys going forward, knocking people the hell out and winning their fights, collecting their check, and going home. I want the judges to stay out of it because too many times I got to throw a penalty flag on the floor when it comes to how a fight is judged. But no, you really couldn't do it here. It goes to the judges. The judges give it to Paulie Malignaggi by split decision. You can't argue that. It could have gone either way. Tyler Goodjohn could have won this, and I would have been just as happy. This was a great, terrific main event that saw a successful return of Paulie Malignaggi. It's going to take me a while to get that name down. I think I'm doing it justice. But I want to see him. I don't think he said he's not going to be around long. He's an older gentleman, I think in his 40s, mid to late 40s. But he hopes to get a title shot. One last title shot, maybe after one more win or something. And I think he would deserve that after that. I mean, beating Tyler Goodjohn, who also says he's retiring. That's his last match. He's hanging it up. Man, the world of bare knuckle fighting, bare knuckle boxing is losing a great one in Tyler Goodjohn. He will be seriously missed. But this was another great show. I mean, if you watch my review of the other company, I gave it a high score. I'm giving this an equal high score. This was a 9.5 out of 10. I watched 2 shows last weekend that were 9.5s out of 10. Incredible, incredible stuff. Bare knuckle fighting, bare knuckle boxing is where it's at. Look, I'm a big college football fan. I'm somewhat of a baseball fan. I've weaned off of that a little bit over the years. I got the Hershey Bears, are my hometown hockey team, and I love them. But no sport in the world compares to bare knuckle fighting, bare knuckle boxing. None. And if you think it does, then you ain't watching enough of this stuff. And you need to go watch this show because it'll change your mind. I hope you don't change your mind and not watch my stuff, because I'll be back to talk about more shows, giving them more ratings, and being your Uncle Adam before you know it.